Let's switch and go deep into the operational and compliance support at the firm. Tell me a little bit about the operation team.
So I know operations isn't the most sexy, fun thing to talk about in our space, but it is absolutely vital to a successful, not only transition, but ongoing support. It's what our advisors see, it's what the clients see. And we have put an immense amount of resources and time into building out our operations team over many years now to deliver that consistent and over and beyond service that our advisors really, really appreciate. So Neil Kalb is our operations manager. He's been with us for almost 14 years now. He is the best out there. He's so good that we made him a partner a number of years ago. We recognized how impactful he has been and has continued to be in our success. We have a very, I would say, from a culture standpoint, it's preached from day one, attention to detail, follow-up skills, and communication. And we have refined what I would call our interview vetting process to a point now where there's a lot less swings and misses in the interview stages. As you know, operationally, there can be a lot of movement. And what we've created internally is when somebody starts with us, that there's upward mobility and they can become subject matter experts in different areas. And as we grow as a firm, everybody sees a path forward where they're not just doing the entry level work for the next 3 years, 4 years.
What is the ratio of support personnel to advisors?
So we have 18 advisors right now, and we've got 8 full-time operation employees.
Okay. And
we've somewhat overhired at this point as we're quickly growing. We don't want to be behind the curve, as I think any good organization is going to look at things like that. And so, I think realistically over the long term, as we add 10, 20 more advisors, I think 3 to 1 is probably our goal. And a lot of it's going to be real-time data and service level data that we'll look at and analyze, and we'll make adjustments as needed.
And JB, how does Titleist approach compliance?
So it's an interesting question. From a compliance standpoint, we're very proud of our record, both on the RIA and the broker-dealer side. Since we've had both since 2003, we brought in our compliance, made in-house compliance maybe 10 years ago. And as we started to grow more and more, and then we finally got to the $1 billion in AUM mark, there's a lot more questions. There's a lot more, oversight and so forth, especially by the SEC. And so at that point, we made the decision to outsource a majority of the compliance to a firm out of Chicago that has about a little over 20 people there. A lot of these, they have ERISA attorneys, ex-SEC, FINRA, examiners, a really deep bench. And so that's been a big kind of tailwind for us in not having to focus as much in the home office on it, and where we're able to offset that in Chicago. But I would say, given that we ran compliance in-house for the last 17, 18 years, our principals, including our operations manager, we've been through a lot of audits. And we have a very compliance-oriented mindset at the operational level. But one thing that is, I think, important is the compliance side. It's not looked at from a CYA perspective like a lot of firms do. Like, we have a very entrepreneurial compliance officer that trickles down to all of us. And if there's an opportunity that an advisor wants to look at, we certainly will do so, and we'll do obviously makes the best sense for the firm and for the advisor and ultimately the client. But it's not trying to put a square peg in a circle.